topic is placement of your speakers, whether against a wall is better or whether bringing them out away from the wall is better. This video is part 2 in a series that I'm doing, experiment of how far away the speaker should be from the front wall. Calibration mic plugged in. Now, typically the couch is about where this tripod is. I'm just gonna have this stereo mic here. It'll be left and right. This is just to give you a better vantage point of where this is at. All right, so I got, actually the measurement microphone is back there. I'm probably gonna move that here too, but a lot of times the couch is up here. I'm gonna try to get into this Sony setup procedure here. Into the setup. I'm going to show you what I have going on right now. All right, let's take a look at here. So I got input setup, speaker setup. There we go. All right, so I've got automatic phase matching on so that the phase from the speakers aren't creating destructive interference. So I leave that on. So actually the calibration type that I have is just off. I was going to show you what this sounds like. Yeah, this is sounding really good.
It's so crazy how like the difference between songs that like Golden Hour have been playing for how long now? Yeah. I don't even have to think about it, you know? It's like blended into my body. Yeah. I mean, and I know these will get there, but I have to think about them, you know?
And measures like measuring that bass from against the wall, a little bit out and a little bit further out, but just in stereo, just with those two speakers running. But first I figured I'd show you the software here, the OmniMic 5.1 test signals. We've got short sweeps. We've got short sweeps with no bass. We've got pseudo noise, delay measurement, long sweeps, bass sweeps, 50 hertz tone, and 1K tone. So what I'm gonna do is run through this now as it's currently set up, because the way it's set up now, it was put through the calibration, so all the levels and distances were set. But it is turned, there's no equalization and there's no sound effects going on and no EQ. Basically, I've got the tower speakers running full range. All right, so I've got us all set up here to do some sweeps. Let's try a long sweep. And this is going to be all channels combined. We got our subwoofer too. Yeah! Let's see what this subwoofer does. Get it above the noise floor here. And you can hear that picture in the background. All right, so that's our low frequency. Okay, that's the left front. And let's see what the right front looks like. So almost identical. Identical. Okay, so we know left and right are pretty equal. So, but I can still experiment with where it's at now. With the bass sweep, and then pull it out. So first things first is we're gonna run just the one single speaker. I'm gonna put the mic actually right in front of it and at tweeter level. and from, say, let's go 3 feet back, like a meter roughly. I've got the mic set up so that it's basically tweeter level. All right. All right. And the plan is that I'm just going to go 3 feet or about a meter back. Yeah, I'll go a meter since that's the way the professionals measure it, right? Pretty roughly 1 meter. Go like that. Just kind of sitting right on top there. And so between what's there and what's here, it's roughly 1 meter. The speaker is technically not right against the wall. But what is that, about 5 inches back? And the front of it is roughly 20 inches out from the front. Let's try it right there and see what the bass looks like. All right, that ought to do it. Reset this guy. So that's the left speaker bass response. Let's move it, I don't know, let's try twice the distance, huh? So instead of just 20 inches from the wall to here, I'll bring this out to 40 inches to see where we're at. So it's 40 inches out, and we're gonna move this now 1 meter back. Okay, so that is exactly 1 meter. More spacing now. The speaker's way out from the wall, 40 inches. And we're gonna run another bass sweep to see what happens. We're looking for a difference here. Reset this. I don't know, rough guess. I wonder if that's actually smoother now. Let's see if we can find those last pictures we just took. So we want to compare this one. We want to compare this chart to the other one, right? Let's see if there's any difference. So that's 40 inches out from the wall. So now we can see the difference between 20 inches from the wall, right? And we had right up in here, this is our 40 hertz mark. Let's just look at this region here, because this is what's gonna change, I think, from 100 to 40. Let's look at the next one. All right. So from 40 to 100, it looks like all it really did, it definitely took a lot of bass out of that, didn't it? I don't see any real, I mean, the only destructive interference I might see happening is right around there. Like, what is that, about 70 hertz or so? Well, let's bring it out another 20 inches and see what happens. So we're gonna move this guy away from the wall. Another 20 inches. And then we're gonna go meter off the front, all right? Okay, so that's 1 meter out the front. see what happens. Okay. Well, let's examine these. Let's go back to our pictures. Here's our new one. That's the area we're talking about in there. Almost looks like it's getting choppier the further I pull it out. Okay, that was at 40 inches out, and then that's it against the wall. So definitely we get a big increase for free on the bass end by putting it against the wall. So that is definitely 100% true. And then the other thing that I noticed is it seems like the mid bass is flatter, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah. So in here, it loses bass and winds up getting choppier the further I pull it out from the wall. Quarter to a third of the way into the room. And I mean, this is a big room. This is probably 30 foot by 20 foot room. So it's, yeah, there's not much around that's gonna mess it up really. It's got a lot of space around it. So I think that, I wanna say that guy is 100% right, man. So what do you think? I think I just figured out a life hack there, huh? You know what's hilarious about that? Is it just harkens back to the old school mentality. That's what we used to do back in the day. We used to stick them against the walls and in corners. So, wow, groovy. Okay, well, I think that I definitely myth busted that one. It's not a myth buster, it's actually, I've proven that it actually works. So kudos to that YouTube channel. Man, I gotta give that YouTube channel props. So let me get that on screen. All right, so cool. Yeah, so basically going back to this YouTube, I'll show you. This is the video right here. Is this mistake ruining your acoustics by Warp Academy? So to the Warp Academy, man, I'm already a subscriber, so I'm gonna keep watching your stuff. And the one that I watched right behind that I wanna also figure out, probably not today, but maybe tomorrow or something like that. So yeah, the other one is mono bass destroying your low end. And that's gonna be super cool because like you saw me going through the Sony calibration and the low frequency channel, like right now the way that this system is set up is so that the only thing that's going to go over that is the low frequency. So in movies you have an LFE channel which delivers that, you know, whatever sub 100 hertz or whatever it is that you saw on the measurement graph, right? So basically what happens is that when there's a need for it, they throw in a special effect and boom, it comes out the subwoofer and, you know, shakes and rattles everything. But for the most part, the majority of your show is going to be coming through just the rest of the speakers. And, you know, these obviously are full range speakers. Do they dip down like that subwoofer? No. That subwoofer's got, you know, 25 hertz on it. It can go down like 15 hertz, so that's pretty good. But yeah, the main thing is I wanted to give kudos to this Warp Academy and this video. Is this a mistake ruining your acoustics?
Pretty much in phase. It's actually making the monitor low end.
Let's see. If we go back a little bit, we'll see if what he's talking about actually came
That
through.
frequency range begins to emanate in a more omnispherical direction. And As you get even lower, it becomes more and more atmospherical. So down in the very bottom of the speaker, the sound is radiating backwards as much or nearly as much as it's radiating forwards. So what's happening is the drive signal of the monitor is projecting forwards, and because the monitor is right up against the wall, the reflection from the wall behind the monitor, that signal is nearly in phase with the drive signal of the monitor, and it's rejoining and causing constructive
I
interference.
think we saw that, right?
And this is what's known as a minimum phase or minimum phase shift. So what happens when you
There you
have
go.
two
Minimum
frequencies
phase
that
shift.
are identical, two waveforms that are identical, and you
Most
overlap,
audiophile thing you'll
they
hear from me.
amplify each other. If they're perfectly in phase and perfect amplitude, they're going to double, right? So that's exactly what we're seeing here. We're seeing nearly a 6 dB increase